welcomes you to Wednesday afternoon basketball. This is Kevin Harlan. I'm joined by Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. Here we go. Fareed with it. Wembanyama outside. There's the three. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Pass to Coulibaly. Fires for three, and he's good on the three ball.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
The drive by Wembanyama. And now we've got the intentional foul.
There's really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Number 15.
Here's Warwick. And a miss there on the triple. About 1 minute into the first quarter.
And the incredible reach of Wembanyama helping him knock away that one.
There's the pick. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Here's Chalmers. And it's blocked. And they get it back. Pass to Ayton. Lock at 6. Jackson from long range. Goes back up. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Here's Fareed. Back to Coulibaly. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Jackson misses. And Richard, when it comes to Jaren Jackson, there's a lot to appreciate. My goodness.
I love that he can guard 1 through 5. Really a modern defensive NBA big man. He can go back to the basket or he can face up. He doesn't need the ball to make a huge impact. The team first mindset of Jackson, willing to get the ball to his open guys.
Chalmers outside. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. A three-pointer is right on target.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Chalmers looking around. Pass to Ayton. Here's Kamare. Pulls it up. Jump shot is good.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Warwick. And the jam by Warwick.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Outside Jackson. Lets the three fly. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Showing he can make this shot. Give Jackson Jr. room to take the triple. Oh, and he will.
Chalmers outside. And there's the drive. The shot by Wembanyama, no good. .102 left here in the opening quarter. Inside, Amaron. Rebound by Mario Chalmers. Here's Warwick. Drains the three-pointer. Warwick's got 5 now.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Pass to Ayton. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. There's 31 seconds left from the first quarter of the game. Outside for Wembanyama. Here's Koulibaly. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. Now Chalmers. No scoring in this one. At the top of the key, gets it off. Oh, and he got it to go.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
Yeah, that's 1-100 type shot. But hey, that is...
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified some weaknesses, and they are exploiting them.
Here's Kamare. Got a piece of it. And now Fareed running the floor all by himself. And the dunk by Fareed.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And here is Chalmers. To the wing on the left. Ayton wide open. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Ayton's got 5 points so far.
I love the confidence. Ayton knows he must continue to hone his jumper, especially shooting it off the catch.
There's a good screen. Here's Wembanyama. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
To the middle. Koulibaly with it. No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Knocked away and stolen by Chalmers. Goes up. Here's the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Chalmers has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to Warwick. Lets it go with the three. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Back to Wembanyama. Fires the three. Rebounded by Kamare.
And the defense dodged one right there. He's not the guy you want to leave open.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Wembanyama with the bucket.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop it.
Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And, Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom five defense to a top five defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Here's Wembanyama to the left side wing. To the paint. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
And and you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Here's Chalmers. Back to Ayton. Jackson looking around. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Kamara. A three-pointer off the mark. One-on-one fast break. Pass to Warwick.
Away team foul. Kamara. Second personal foul. First team foul.
And 1:01 left here in the second. Here's Warwick. 5 to shoot. And the jam by Warwick.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Good. Chalmers has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Wow, the finger roll. Sometimes a soft finish like that makes it even more painful for the defense.
Fareed outside. Wembanyama, right side. The shot's good from Fareed. Fareed's got 5.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Back to Ayton. Pass to Jackson. And stolen by Wembanyama. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Up 1. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Here's Black. Pass to Mobo. Ellison with the rebound. To the inside. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
Finish with the ball. And stolen by Wright. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
An important 2 points, not just on the scoreboard, but also for a little bit of momentum.
And stolen by Wright. Here's Brewer. Oh, and the dunk by Brewer.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Banchero, right side. Pass to Ellison. Nasty move. And the layup is good.
Always a threat to score. Banchero, that time with a sweet find.
There's the pick. Here's Wright. Now, here's Brewer. Hits the three-point bomb. Brewer's got 5 now.
And really the story of this second half. One team getting the shots they want. The other, not so much.
And start with their defense. They've been intense on that end, and they can actually help their offense as well.
Here's Mobo. Mobo with the rebound. Has a chance to add to their lead.
If they get into double digits, that would make it a huge hill to climb.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Up top, Wright. Driving the lane. Down low. 6 to shoot. Pass to Brewer. Wide open look. Ellison with the rebound.
Surprising he didn't bury that, but hey, it happens sometimes.
No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Good on the triple.
3.
Excellent work in the screen and roll. Banchero solid at knowing when to shoot in those sets.
And that one's good. Right.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
There's a screen. Here's Mobo. Drills it from outside.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed if he can wind up that open from three-point range. I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Rejected by Banchero. With the floater. Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star grade in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Here's Mobo. Banchero outside. They set the pick. And finished off by Banchero.
When Banchero gets in tight, that's how he likes to finish. No layups for this big guy. He's all about the finish.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Paolo Banchero. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Now, here's Brewer. He's got 8. In the corner, right with it. Shot clock at 5. Puts up a deep 3. They grab their own miss. Mobo. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Mobo. Pass to Reddish. Out left to the wing. Takes a shot at the elbow. Ellison, no good. Now, Wright. It's good. Wright's got 4 points this quarter.
Love how selfless he is setting brick screens like this. Plays like that right there are what help create easy scoring opportunities.
Here's Black. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And we've reached the end of the third. They lead by 5. And do not go away as we'll... And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And here is Chalmers. The kick out to Fareed. And Benyama outside. And they go to the intentional foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Coming onto the floor for Gilliam B. Number 55.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Man, this has been a fun one. But look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
Takes it inside. Chalmers with it. Outside for Jackson. Jacks up a 3. Trains it from beyond the arc.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period. Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
Pass to Koulibaly. The 3. From the arc. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
3 points.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball game.
Here's Koulibaly. Fareed looking for an opening. And the dunk by Fareed.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Outside Jackson. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Four on the shot clock. And he drives in. It's deflected. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Coming onto the floor for your home team, number 22.
Diversified scoring in this one for him.
I love when everyone can get involved, a full team effort.
And Jaren Jackson picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Now, here's Brewer. And the rejection by Jackson.
Gotta be careful when Jackson is lurking, more than just capable of sending it back.
Wembanyama outside. Just 5 on the clock. And another shot. Oh, that's the highlight of the night. Wembanyama.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
Pass to Kamare. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
They set the screen. Pass to Warwick. Back to Koulibaly. Here's Warwick. Here's Brewer. That three off target had some space there after the little pump fake. Out to the wing. Outside Jackson. Pass to Kamare. The steal. 1:12 left in the game. Right outside. Back to Brewer. Over Jackson. And the basket by Brewer.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
And if I were them, I'd start thinking about where I'm going to get food after the game, because this one looks a bit out of reach.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throwdown.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
Chalmers' shot is no good. Now Brewer for the three. Good on the three-point shot. And stolen by Wright. And so now the timeout taken by Tom Thibodeau. Guys, what's your take?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
Also, we've seen some wild finishes in our time. You can't afford to lose focus for just 1 second.
A three from Wembanyama. Missed. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. Some good moments. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analyst Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Here we go.
Chalmers with it. Puts up a three. Hits it from three-point range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Chalmers with it. Now guarded by the shot by Wembanyama. No good.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Well, this is a multi-skilled big man. DeAndre Ayton's passing better than you think it is.
Here's Wembanyama. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Here's Warwick. Drills it from outside.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Pass to Koulibaly. It's rebounded by Warwick. Now some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I could see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Here's Wembanyama.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
On the wing, Koulibaly. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Clock at 6. There's a good screen. And there's the foul. It's on Koulibaly. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Now, here's Chalmers. Stolen away. All alone. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Here's Wembanyama for 3. And an intentional foul right there.
Second personal foul. Third team foul.
There's the screen. And a wide open look for Wembanyama. Drops in the tray. Wembanyama's got 5 points so far.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
And stolen by Wembanyama. Here's Chalmers. Goes back up. Here's Fareed. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Warwick scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And Koulibaly gets it to go. He's got 5.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches. Oh, what a mid-air adjustment. You know, he had to alter his release point, but didn't let it throw off the shot.
Back to Chalmers. Jackson with the screen. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
Outside Jackson. Over in the corner, Chalmers. Here's the three. At number 3, he's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Here's Chalmers. And Wembanyama up top. Fareed. And it's put back in by Fareed.
How about the anticipation and the timing there? He is all over it.
Here's Ayton. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Warwick. Back to Fareed. Now Wembanyama. That doesn't go either for Wembanyama. And they're running. And that one's good, Ayton.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Wembanyama outside. That will count. Oh, he nailed it.
Your home team.
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
19.
Listen, under duress of the end of the period, you just throw it up and...
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
I love the determination. They want to go after every rebound out there and overwhelming to the opposition right now. Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
Good on the triple. Ayton's got 5 now.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Absolutely. When someone makes a shot, the first thought is, I want my own back.
Wembanyama outside. Drives to the hoop. 3 on the clock. From deep three-point territory. Fareed, no good. And here they come. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Here's Kamare. There's Jackson with the 3. It's rebounded by Warwick. Now here's Chalmers. Pass to Warwick. Puts one up from 19. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
I'm not sure what he was thinking exactly, but he finds a way to convert.
High post, Jackson. Banchero inside. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Always a threat to score. Banchero, that time with a sweet find.
Here's Chalmers. Wembanyama, right side. Here's Koulibaly. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And here is Chalmers. He's got 9. And Chalmers slams it in.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay?
Cans it from downtown.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Right wing. Jackson with the screen. And Caro. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
I'll tell you, Banchero wants to see the answer from three, and he decides to do it himself.
Fareed, high post. Driving inside. And it's slammed in by Fareed.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Back to Wembanyama. And that's an intentional foul.
First personal foul. First team.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Right, that's a two-pointer. It's good from the top of the key.
Well, DeLon Wright with the jump shot looking fluid right now.
They set the pick. Here's Black. Into the lane. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. There's 47 seconds left in the first half of the game. 5 to shoot. Here's Brewer. And the three off target. Now Reddish. We got 22 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Pass to Ellison. Another shot, and he sinks the layup.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Right side. Gets it off. And no good in the last second attempt this time. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Up by 1. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Here's Brewer. The three-pointer is right on target. Brewer's got his first 3 points of the game.
What a pretty pass from DeLon Wright. This guy can play 1 or 2, but that passing ability is important at either position.
Inside, and that one is stuffed right through.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
It's his first trip to the line. Free throw drops for Wright. That one misses. Here's Mobo. Hasn't made one yet. Here's Koulibaly.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And DB, the measurables jump off the page for Koulibaly. 6'8" with a 7'2" arm span.
Kev, that's the kind of length that would allow somebody to be a menace defensively. Let's remember, he was the 7th pick back in 2023. The Wizards clearly very high on this young guy's potential.
Pass to Reddish. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Offline from the top of the key. There's a whistle. It's going to go on Corey Brewer. That is his first foul of the game.
Timeout. For viewers, timeout's a chance to check your phone, grab a drink, but for the teams, it's all about business.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. There's a screen to the middle. Back to Black. With the floater. Pass to Ellison. Clock at 4. Here's Mobo. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Here's Reddish. Here's Mobo. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
And the first one drops.
At the line for the away team. Mobo. 2 shots.
So he gets them both.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
Over in the corner, Reddish. Here's the break. Here's Brewer. Buries the open three to cap the break. Brewer's got 6 points in the quarter.
Not everyone has the green light to take that three in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the knee.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Third team foul.
At the line for
And
two,
that one misses.
Anthony Black.
So he can't get either to fall. Tries to keep it alive.
Away team ball.
Right with it. Pass to Brewer. From downtown. Mobo can't hit. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. They set the pick to the wing right side. Left. Buries the long-range jumper. Black's got 7.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Here is Brewer. He's defended by Koulibaly. And there's the foul. It's on Koulibaly. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
A wide open look here for Wright. Second chance shot. Sent away. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. 4 on the clock. Here's Ellison. And the 3 ball is good. Ellison's got himself on the board with 3 there. Here's Black. He has 7. Pass to Mobo. There's the 3. And he's good on the 3 ball.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And here's Reddish. Now here's Brewer. Takes the 3. They get it again. Pass to Wright. They set the pick. Back to Brewer. The 3 ball. Drills the 3-pointer. Brewer's got 9 points in the quarter.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
It's stolen by Reddish.
And anytime you go cross court, there's some risk involved. Not at all surprised that one was stolen.
And the dunk by Wright.
The quickness of DeLon Wright is a lot for defenders to deal with. How pretty is that drive?
Here's Reddish. Missed inside. Now here's Wright. He's got 5. Pass to Brewer. There's the pick. Good on the three-point shot. Brewer's got 12 in the game.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end. Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
To the right side. To end the run. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome.
43.
They're up by 10.
The visiting team.
We've got more hoops.
53.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Here is Chalmers. Bancaro with the screen. Here he goes. Back to Chalmers. From past the arc. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. They set the screen. Back to Chalmers. Wembanyama, a screen. And Mario Chalmers gets the 3. Chalmers has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Bancaro outside.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, the head coach of the home team had some words for the team during the break. Now, Coach challenged him. He said, this goes beyond this game. Show me how much heart you have for the season. Fight until the final buzzer. Guys, back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Pass to Warwick. Wembanyama with it. From deep. Rebounded by Jackson. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. To the inside. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Here's Fareed. Screen by Fareed. Out to the right wing. Fires for 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Pass to Kamare. Ayton a screen. Out to the right wing. Puts it up from 17. And he hits the jumper for 2.
This guy's so effective. DeAndre Ayton will take the mid-range if you concede it.
This is Chalmers up top. And Chalmers slams it in.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Oh, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Oh, quick thinking from Jackson. When he's rising and firing fast, you know he's in the zone.
Pass to Kamare. The 3. And Wembanyama with the rebound. .153 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Warwick. It's Fareed, top of the key. Off target with his 3. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And that one clearly a foul. Get the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And this is where Jackson feasts. And at times, he's just too overwhelming for the D, which results in the foul.
And so Jackson nails both of them. 1:35 left in the fourth. And here is Chalmers. The kick out to Fareed. Off target from three-point range. To the left side wing. Beyond the arc. And that's good. Mario Chalmers for three.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Fareed goes in. And the dunk by Fareed.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And the basket by Kamara.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Here's Wembanyama. Chalmers outside. Fires from deep. Sinks the triple.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Stolen by Jackson. And it's going to go the other way.
This is one of those nights. Mistake after mistake, a comedy of errors.
Number 55, DeLon Wright.
Here's Wembanyama for three. No good. The visiting club takes the win on the road. And in the win, a comfortable win.
tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action coming up for you. Alongside Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines.
Here we go.
Outside Koulibaly. There's the three. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Here's Brewer. From outside the arc. And he buries his first look.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Pass to Jackson. And Brewer pulls it down.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
First personal foul.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
From behind the arc. It's rebounded by Abdul Rahim.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving.
And that one is hammered home.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Basket's good.
When you're trying to stop a guy like this, you have to match his intensity level.
It's Beasley on the wing. They set the screen. Takes a three. He drops it from range.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Jackson outside. From deep. Chamberlain pulls it in. About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Down low. Ooh, powered down with both hands.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Here's Chalmers. It's stolen by Wright. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Ayton. Here's Chalmers. Pass to Ayton. Over to the left wing. Here's Chalmers. The rebound by Beasley.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Right outside. And there's a pick from the top of the key. That one's wide left.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Ayton in the high post. Here's Chalmers. Offline with a three.
That's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Ayton with a screen. Jackson gets the bucket.
And you know, his team wants Jackson Jr. to keep taking these threes, knowing it'll help open up this offense even more.
To the middle. Here's Chamberlain. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Well, he sends it inside where they can get a high percentage look. That's just great basketball.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the first. Jackson left side. To the paint. 6 to shoot. The 3 from Ayton. The rebound by Beasley. And Bilal Coulibaly picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
"19 seconds left in the first. Beasley for 3, bearing his second of 3 attempts.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Chalmers. No good on the buzzer beater. And that does it for the first quarter.
Your home team
Up 9.
17.
And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Chamberlain gets the bucket.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And I think that play tells you everything you need to know. They're simply playing at a higher level, getting a steal and turning it into quick points.
And that one's good. Coulibaly.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Right outside. Pass to Chamberlain. And here's the fast break. And we played just over a minute of basketball in the second quarter. Outside Coulibaly. Back to Ayton. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Beasley. 6 points for him. That's tipped. Here's Ayton. Finished off the break. Ayton's got his first points of the game.
Yeah, and Ayton read the play perfectly and got out in front of it for the score off the break.
Here's Brewer. That three's off the mark. Coulibaly on the wing. Give him 8 points now. There's Jackson with the 3. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field. In transition, here they come. And so they foul intentionally.
Sharif Abdur-Rahim. First personal foul. First team foul.
Ayton with it. Pass to Kamari. To the wing on the left. To the inside. Right with the board.
I think this is a rare case of being overcommitted. He tried to go all out at the rim, and they stifled.
Shot is good by Brewer.
Well, clearly some sort of defensive breakdown there. He is not the kind of guy you give room to at the arc.
To the wing, right side. Here's Chalmers. No made baskets yet. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Ayton with a screen. Jackson for 3. Counted from distance.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Inside. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
I'll tell you, he is so tough to keep down once he gets near that rim.
Yeah, he can get up even a few notches higher. away. There's a minute 26 left in the first half. Knocks down the triple. Brewers got 11 points.
In terms of offense, they've been the more efficient team by far.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their
3
personnel.
points.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
And it's Beasley penetrating. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a tough BA.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. Now here's Jackson. 6 points for him. 35 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Beasley for 3. Hits a three-pointer. Beasley's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's never going to pass up that shot. The defense giving him way too much room.
Out left to the wing. Here's Kamari. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. He's got 5.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
Here's Brewer. Three-pointer off the mark. Launches a 3. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And the first half now in the books. They lead by 13. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And there's the call on Banchero. That's his first foul. Outside Koulibaly. Pass to Ellison. Here's Fareed. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Mobo. Puts the move on. Jams it in off a great move.
Not exactly sure what the defense is thinking. You know he's going to be aggressive coming out of the half.
Here's Fareed. Lets it go from deep. It doesn't go for him. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Ellison. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Black. Pass to Ellison. Three-pointer, no good. Second half getting started. About a minute played. Here's Ellison. Outside Koulibaly. Just 5 on the clock. And Reddish, here we go.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At the line.
And the first one at the line is good.
Cam Reddish. Taking 2 shots.
Good on both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Here's Reddish. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. It's going to go on Cam Reddish. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. Here's Black. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. And there's the screen. To the middle. Here's Ellison. And that one is stuffed right through.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Now here's Banchero. Pass to Reddish. Back to Banchero. Here's Ellison. He shoots a 3. Here's Mobo. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Black. it up with both hands and rips it down.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now.
Outside Reddish. Pass to Black. Plenty of space. And the jumper is on the mark. Black's got his first bucket in this one. Here's Black. Powered down after the assist led him to the lane.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one. I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
There's a minute 40 left in the third quarter. Here's Reddish. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul.
Team foul.
How about Paolo Banchero, coach? What a special talent. The first overall pick back in 2022, and then the Rookie of the Year.
Well, Brian, he's not just a scorer. He's a 6'10" playmaker, and getting that out of someone who plays on the front line and can also play as a small ball 5, Banchero's versatility makes him very valuable.
On defense, the visiting team. 11-point game. And stolen by Banchero.
Well, that's just great awareness. He was ready and took advantage.
Here's the 3. Ellison grabs the board. And they're on the break. Here's Fareed. And the finish on the break with the slam.
Well, you always want to pass the ball up court on the break. Normally leads to easy points, and we all know those are hard to come by.
This will be his 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
Personal foul. 4th team foul.
There's 48 seconds left in the third. Pass to Black. Out to the wing. Shot clock at 6. 3-pointer. Connects from downtown. Fareed's got 7 now in this quarter.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Mobo. Here's Ellison. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And if I'm his coach, I'm very pleased with this kind of energy on the offensive glass. Textbook play.
Fareed, count it.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
Your home team.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Here's Chalmers. Pass to Jackson. Ayton with a screen. Fires for 3. And that one's good. Jaren Jackson Jr. for 3.
He's got a sweet stroke from long range. Plenty of bigs do now.
And the timeout called by Mike Budenholzer, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer was going over with his team. He kept it real with his team, telling them, I know you feel good about this lead, but let's not get lazy. Let's not act like this is a sure thing all of a sudden. Looking to keep their focus on the task at hand, Brian.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
He's been a piece of the puzzle tonight, but it's a team effort. Everyone's contributing to this lead.
Hayden with a screen. Here's Chalmers. Here he goes. Yep, that one goes. Chalmers has got his first basket.
Well, you gotta love the finger roll. Always looks so smooth.
Beasley outside. We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Here's the pick. And here's Wright from the arc. Pure from three-point range.
And he's not taking it easy on them at all. I mean, we all know he's going to keep pouring it on.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Puts up a three. Gets the three ball to go.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Pass to Chamberlain. And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error.
Let's hear it for you. Coming off the floor for your home team.
From the inbound. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
There's Jackson with the three. The shot off that time.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And he gets it to go.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
There's a screen. There's the triple. Here's Chamberlain. No, stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity in a three-point play. It's going to be on DeAndre Ayton. And the free throw, no good.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Jackson outside. Launches it. Nails it from three.
You have to account for Jackson Jr. in the corner. I mean, he's an excellent three-point shooter.
Pass to Fareed. Here's Brewer. .143 left in the fourth quarter here. And here's the fast break. Here's Chalmers. Drains the triple.
That's just poor transition defense. He's too good a shooter to leave open out there.
Right outside. Out to the right wing. Oh, swiped away. Tipped. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession.
Well, a risky pass there, and if you ask me, they're lucky that the defense didn't steal that one.
Here's Chalmers. Outside Koulibaly. This one for three. Right with the board. .58 seconds left in the game. The shot by Fareed, no good. Here's Kamari. The ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. 46 seconds left in the final quarter. I think a bucket here, Grant, would end this game.
Absolutely. That would put a bow on this one.
Pass to Chamberlain. Beasley for three. And Ayton pulls it down.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
Beasley outside. The three is up. No luck on that one.
Jaren Jackson. The assist, DeAndre Ayton.
Here's Fareed. Offline. And so the home crowd treated to a win. NBA basketball on 2K Sports with Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Brent Barry. This is Brian Anderson. We'll be hearing from Allie LaForce from the sideline.
Here we go.
And here's Wright. Pass to Chamberlain. And he dunks it down.
Such confidence as a passer. He hits guys in stride. It makes it look easy.
Here's Kamari. To the inside. Here's Chalmers. And Wright with the defensive effort. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two. It's his first trip to the line.
First team foul.
And the first one at the line is good.
DeLon Wright taking 2 shots.
And that's good as he hits both shots.
Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
Here's Chalmers. Jackson outside. They get the rebound. Pass to Aiden. Fires from deep. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
DeAndre Ayton happy to shoot at that range. Nice stroke.
And Brent, what you like about Tamani Kamara? He'll get in there and do the dirty work for you.
Well, what a ride for him to get the recognition to become an NBA draft pick. He did all the little things to put himself in a position to succeed, and then all of a sudden can get on the floor and contribute in so many ways. Versatile defender, knocks down some mid-range shots. These are the kind of guys who you love to see build out a career.
Now here's Wright. Beasley outside. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
This is how you force a defense to collapse. Kick the ball right inside.
And Ayton gets it to go. Ayton's got 5 now.
Certainly not the best look, but I admire the confidence to let it fly.
Beasley outside. Pass to Chamberlain. Here's Brewer. Launches a 3. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Now here's Coulibaly. Ayton with a screen. Here's Kamari. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For 3. On target from range.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
They set the pick. Beasley outside. From behind the arc. Oh, almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Second team foul.
You know, not the smartest play a defender can make there.
And the second free throw is good.
At the line for 3.
And he makes all 3.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who you're going to pick to send to the free throw line. And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Jackson, the screen. Into the lane. Takes a 3. Drains the triple.
And you know, his team wants Jackson Jr. to keep taking these threes, knowing it'll help open up this offense even more.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes. Home team foul. Mario Chalmers. 3rd personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Here's Beasley. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
He almost brought the basket down on top of himself.
Oh, there's hang time, and then there's a time to hang.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Pass to Abdur-Rahim. Here's Chamberlain. Here's Brewer. He's got 5. And here in the first quarter, a little over 3.5 minutes played. Jackson outside. Can't tie it up. That one misses. Here's the break. And here's Wright from the arc. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
With the defense trying to protect the interior, he pulls at the arc and drains it.
Jackson for 3. Here's Ayton. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Ayton's got 7.
Ayton's so big inside, he turns a miss into an opportunity.
To the middle. Here's Chamberlain. Oh, breaks the dunk off the deceptive pump fake. Jackson outside. And now we've got an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
The home team calls timeout.
Start it.
All right, let's get something on the court.
There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Kamare. The rebound by Beasley. They set the pick. Over to the wing. Pass to Brewer. 6 on the shot clock. There's the triple. Chalmers with a rebound. And the dunk by Jackson.
I mean, big-time finish from Jackson. He is a force out there.
Now here's Beasley. Deflects the pass. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end. And he does that so well. At his size, he's always a threat to throw it down.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Leading by a point. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And what do you guys think about the visitors here in this one?
Well, there's no reason to take risky shots when you can collect points at the rim.
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
Now here's Jackson. Down low. Here's Kamare. And he jams it home with authority.
Doesn't have to break his momentum at all to catch the pass. Well, so much can be said about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s versatility, but I'd like to praise his team-first mindset. If the dirty work needs doing, he's got it, as long as it helps his team get the win.
Here's Chalmers. Yet to see a basket. Here he goes. Blocked! And so the ball out of bounds. Beasley touched it last. Jackson surveying the D. And they turn it over. Stepped on the line that time. Now Beasley. He's got 5. Fires the 3. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Pass to Coulibaly. Ayton with a screen. Here's Chalmers. The 3 is up. He drains that one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And here's Beasley, defended by Jackson. Beasley, that one's good. Beasley's got 6 in the quarter.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Outside Koulibaly. Clock at 4. Ayton with a screen. Chamberlain pulls it in. And there's the drive. Right outside. The 3. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Jackson outside. There's a screen. Let's go with a 3. Chamberlain pulls it in. A 7-point spread. Here's Brewer. Oh, there's a killer 2-hand slam.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. And now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter here. Jackson the screen.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Back to Koulibaly. Jackson down low. Crops in the layup for 2. Jackson's got 10 points in the game.
And just a forceful play by Jackson, clearing the glass and muscling his way to his own shot.
Brewer. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
I really don't think there's any way to slow them down. They have the defense scrambling out there.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
The home team on D. They trail by 7. Pass to Chamberlain. Second chance shot. Oh, sweet move. Mobo with the rebound. 58 seconds left in the half. Here's Black. The shot off that time. And right with the defensive effort. Here's Abdul Rahim. To the right side. There's the 3. Here's Brewer. He's got 9. Inside. Here's Chamberlain. Ellison grabs the board. And Caro surveys. Pass to Black. Lets it go from deep. Knocks down the long J.
Yeah, nice dime from Banchero there, wanting to work it over to his teammates whenever he can.
Right outside. Here's Chamberlain. Now here's Beasley. Guarded by Banchero. To the paint. Out to Beasley. What if it goes? No good. Would have counted had it gone. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Up by 4. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. And there's a pick. Fires the 3. Reddish misses.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
And there's the call on Banchero. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Outside Koulibaly. Oh, powered down with both hands.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce. Here's Black. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Already an excellent passer at his position. Banchero just loves showing off his court vision.
I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Reddish misses. Here's Black. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Off target from outside. And Carroll with it. Picked up by Reddish. Here's Black. Here's Mobo. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, wow! Plenty of room for his trademark slam.
You could tell once he saw the crack in the D, you knew what was going to happen.
Well, he knows the defense was absolutely playing him soft, not respecting his abilities whatsoever, so he made them pay.
The steal, and the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. The visitors with the ball. There's a screen. Pass to Ellison. Here's Fareed. Beyond the arc. Sinks it from distance. Fareed's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Here's Black. He's got 5. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Here's Fareed. Gets the 3 to fall. Fareed's got 6.
Still something Fareed is working on from that spot and that range, but there he buries it.
And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's on Bilal Coulibaly.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And the playmaking skills Banchero has already are outstanding. Just such a unique young player.
Here's Coulibaly. And a nice finish on the layup. Coulibaly's gotten his second bucket.
Well, any possession that ends in a shot from that range after good player and ball movement, that's a good one. That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Now here's Reddish. Still no points.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
And Mike Budenholzer decides to call a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
Let's give Coach credit. He's trying to find a way to squeeze the most out of every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments, pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
Coulibaly with it. The 3. Drops in the 3. He has 7.
Such an effective shooter. If you lose track of him defensively, he's going to make you pay.
To the middle. Here's Black. Off target at the rim. A minute 31 left in the third quarter. Pass to Coulibaly. Jacks up a 3. Bobo with the rebound. In transition, here they come. And Carroll with it. Picked up by Coulibaly. And Carroll outside. Here's Black. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
Don't sleep on Banchero's ability as a creator. He wants the best shot possible, even if it's not his own.
Here's Black. Still without a bucket. Back to Coulibaly. 18 feet out. It's good.
Clearly defensive miscue there. If there's not a body on him that's sitting at the mid-range, that's a defensive mistake.
Now here's Reddish. Pass to Black. This one for 3. foul. They decide to foul intentionally.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Kamare. No good on the triple.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
"20 seconds left in the third quarter. They set the screen. Here's Black. Pass to Ellison. And he goes in for the dunk.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Hayden with a screen. Jackson for three. Doesn't go for him. The shot that time not on target. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Leading by 10. And we're coming right back. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Now here's Beasley. Right outside. Pass to Brewer. 6 to shoot. And it's all from three-point range.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
Kamare. Three-pointer, no good. And here's the fast break. Here's Brewer. Back to Beasley. To the inside. Here's Abdul Rahim. Three-pointer. Beasley, that one's good.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Jackson for three. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Right outside. Inside. Here's Abdul Rahim. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Outside Koulibaly. Pass to Jackson. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Yeah, that's how Jackson's most effective, playing aggressive around the basket.
Beasley outside. And there's the screen. Right outside. And he cranks it down right on top of DeAndre Ayton.
Filthy. I mean, just the arena is stunned.
He's got a deep bag of tricks to dig into.
Checking in for the away team. Number 35, Kenneth Fareed.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's Wright going inside. Pass to Beasley. Takes the three. And Ayton pulls it down.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
There's Jackson with the three. Wright with the board.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
First team foul.
Pass to Chamberlain. Beasley with it. Fires for three. Tries again. He squares up and sinks it.
It's just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Here's Kamare. Oh, great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth.
They've been battling all night. Now they're on the brink of putting this game away.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad. And he's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
There's the screen. Here's Fareed. Money from 17 feet out.
Their focus has been terrific. They really put on a clinic here today.
Yeah, the cool thing is that they look like they're having a blast out there. Everyone on the same page, contributions across the board.
Here's Koulibaly. Yeah, that one's good. 58 seconds left in the final quarter. Lets it fly. Shot is good by Brewer.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
And Aiden gets it to go. Here's Wright. And here's Beasley. From downtown, they get it back. Here's Brewer. Right outside. Here's Fareed. The three-pointer off the mark. Jackson for three. Chamberlain pulls it in. Here's Brewer. Sinks it. What range from downtown. The visiting club takes the win on the road. Boy, this crowd had...